one of the underlying principles of the page I just mentioned, and I hear folks mention this a lot, is that modern architecture is kind of boring, that it lacks soul and beauty. And you just spoke with admiration for both modern and for Gothic, for older architecture. So do you think there's truth that modern architecture is boring?
I'm living in Miami currently, so I see a lot of super uninspired glass boxes on the waterfront, but I think exceptional things shouldn't be the norm. They're typically rare. So, and I think in modern architecture, you find an abundance of amazing examples of super compelling and innovative building designs. I mean, I mentioned the Burj Khalifa. It is awe-inspiring. This is an unbelievably striking example of modern architecture. You look at some older examples, the Sydney Opera House, and so I think there's unbelievable. There you go. I mean,
Wow.
it's like a needle in the sky.
Yeah, reaching out to the stars.
It's huge, and in the context of a city where there's a lot of height,
Yeah.
so it's unbelievable. But I think one of the things that's probably exciting me the most about architecture right now is the innovation that's happening within it. There's example of robotic fabrication, there's 3D printing. Your friend and who you introduced me to not too long ago, Neri Oxman, what she's doing at the intersection of biology and technology, and thinking about how to create more sustainable development practices, quite literally trying to create materials that will biodegrade back into the earth. I think there's something really cool happening now with the rediscovery of ancient building techniques. So you have self-healing concrete that was used by the Romans, an art and a practice of using volcanic ash and lime that's now being rediscovered and is more critical than ever as we think about how much of our infrastructure relies on concrete and how much of that is failing on the most basic levels. So I think actually it's a really, really exciting time for innovation in architecture. And I think there are some incredible examples of modern design that are really exciting. But generally, I think Roosevelt said that comparison is the thief of joy. So
Yeah.
it's hard. You look at the Tribune building, you look at some of these iconic structures. One of the buildings I'm most proud to have worked on was the historic old post office building in Washington, D.C. You look at a building like that, and it feels like it has no equal.
Also, there's just a psychological element where people tend to want to complain about the new and celebrate the old. Uh,
Always. It's like the
so
history of time. So,
there's just people are always kind of skeptical and concerned about change.
yeah.
And it's true that there's a lot of stuff that's new that's not good. It's not going to last. It's not going to stand the test of time. But some things will. And there's just like in modern art, and modern music, there's going to be artists that stand the test of time, and we'll later look back and celebrate them. Those were the good times.
Yeah.